KySTE, the future frontier.
These are the experiences
of educators and STLP engineers.
Its decades mission.
To explore new technologies.
To seek out new strategies.
And new instructional practices.
To boldly go
where education has never gone before.
Welcome to KySTE 2020.
Focusing on the vision of education technology.
We've had so many great themes over the years, and it wasn't really until Dr. Constant shared his theme of vintage to virtual last year that really made me realize that so much has happened over the years. We've been invaded with devices, so much has been going on, and I thought it would be great to just stop, think, and maybe focus on the vision of EdTech and all these wonderful things that we have and how we're going to use them and be successful in the classroom. Oh, it's just an opportunity for us to get together to learn from one another. I don't know how many folks I hear say that they are the best kept secret in all of Kentucky, because really you may think that it's a small state, but if you go from Paducah to Pikeville, that's quite a distance. And there are so many great just people throughout the state. And I'm so glad that we get together to learn from one another, take a moment, share war stories, successes, and just make each other better. I can't even tell you how many workshops we had. There were so many applicants, so many great just opportunities for people to come and share. I mean, there's probably hundreds. I wish I had the exact number.
Okay, so this is increasing literacy and engagement with podcasts.
This is probably one of my favorite conferences of the year, just because I get to feed myself. Like, as educators, we don't get a chance a lot of times to feed ourselves. And so I get to eat. I know it looks like I eat quite a bit. However, I get to eat professionally when I come to these.
We'll talk a little bit about your one-to-one environments, what you guys are seeing out there, what to expect. Avoiding downtime of students not having devices.
I just think it's just incredible that we just have the opportunity to share what's going on, see just what expertise we have in our little humble places, in our own little corners of the state. And I'm just glad to see that we can put faces to what we see in social media. Kentucky has done so well at creating a social media presence, and how awesome is it to put faces to names and actually talk about some of the things that we get just so many characters to share with. Like every year, different groups are kind of reaching out to us saying that they wish that they had something more just for them. And so we worked really hard to try to identify different areas, different groups, and we try to categorize them in that way and say, okay, well, let's bring a top-notch speaker in just for them, so they can have someone that they can go to learn something that's going on, you know, somewhere else in the country, maybe somewhere else in the state. So we broke it down into technical, LMS, leadership, teach, and coaching.
In this keynote, it's called Kindling Creativity, or Creativity Takes Courage. And I really want to encourage teachers to step out of their comfort zones and to experience things that might push themselves to try some new and exciting ways to teach or to learn with their students. We came back from winter break and there was a lot of water and a computer that was no longer working at all. So instead of just tossing it or recycling it, what we decided to do with our kids was take it completely apart and put it on display. And the conversations that I had with kids, both during the dissection of that computer and afterward, when they're looking at the displays and realizing, you know, what all the parts did and the questions that came from that. To me, that's just such a great example of taking something bad and turning it into something good that really encourages that creativity.
I'm from Oregon. I have spent the last 15, 16 years working in cybersecurity, and the last 20 more years total working in IT in general. I've worked in K-12, community college, and higher education. And my real specialty is really getting people to understand why cybersecurity is important in their day-to-day life. Well, my key message today is that cybersecurity is really about cyber safety for students and teachers and everybody involved in education. So if people walk away with one message, it's that this is everybody's responsibility. It's not a technology problem. It's a human technology interface problem, and we need to make sure that everybody knows their role and responsibility in taking care of their data and their information.
And so we got great keynote speakers for each of them, some of the best in the business.
As we think about the jobs that are out there and the jobs that we need to prepare students for, we also have to realize that a lot of, even in higher education, a lot of the majors are to prepare students for jobs that are dwindling, that are going away. We have to think about the future. We don't know what the future looks like, do we? The great thing about entrepreneurial learning is it is learning-centered. We like that in education. So even if you're not buying into the whole entrepreneur side of things, these are still good skills that we want to see in our students.
My name is Jake Miller. I'm a technology integration coach from Ohio. I'm here at KySTE 2020 to share my keynote, Educational Duct Tape, which is a EdTech integration mindset that teachers can use in their classroom to help them decide what technology to use in their classroom. I'm also doing 2 sessions about tech coaching, which is the role I've been in for about 5 years now, and how we can work with teachers to grow in their integration of technology. My goal is that they are not overwhelmed by all of those ideas, because it's easy to get overwhelmed. So what I'm trying to give them is the message of how do they pick what things to do, because they hear too many things to do them all. So how do they pick which things they could do? And then in the tech coaching sessions, my goal is to help them understand how to work with a teacher to make decisions that benefit them as the educator and their students as the learners.
Hi, I'm Susan Bearden. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer for the Consortium for School Networking, and I'm based in Washington, D.C., and I am a former school technology director and teacher. They were a small, not particularly well-resourced school, but the things that they were doing with technology at that time were really amazing. Like things that you might consider more standard now, like having students to create videos to document their learning, or teaching students how to comment appropriately on online posts. Well, I think it's great anytime that you can get educators together to learn from one another, because that's really what conferences are all about. And one of the themes of my presentation today is going to be the importance of connecting and collaborating with others, and being exposed to new ideas and new opportunities that you wouldn't have previously known about.
They'll be not only impressed with our keynotes, but I think our keynotes are going to be impressed with what we're doing here in Kentucky as well. We have so many great vendors. I mean, going back from just the early phases of this year, I mean, just bringing Microsoft and Apple and Google, and even though some of the things kind of came up with the circumstances that not all of our vendors could be with us, but I just think it shows the value that they see here in Kentucky, because they make it a point. You can see that vendor hall is completely full. They make it a point to come and connect with us, because they know that we're leading the charge in this, in not just in this part of the country, but the entire country. And it's awesome to see that they just see the importance in being a part of this event because of the people that they're connecting to.
Vendors at KySTE provide many learning opportunities and activities.
Integration Partners chose KySTE because it's a great platform to spread our message, which aligns perfect with the K-12 offering in Kentucky. We do installations of technology throughout the state, and KySTE is a great platform to be able to highlight what we do and some of the good jobs that we've done in the past.
KT education benefits everyone at the conference and everyone in schools and in the public, because it's free educational resources for children from birth all the way to adult content, and we are here to support, share, train, show everyone how to utilize this to benefit their learning.
Well, having it be our first year at KySTE, we were looking forward to meeting a lot of the technology team staff from the schools in the local area or in the entire Kentucky area. This is an area that we've never done a show before in, and we want to bring our value to the technology teams within the state of Kentucky.
Our VT services, and we specialize in board repair for Apple, Windows, and Chrome. We want all of the attendees that come to our booth to really know the value that we add to the repair process, as we're not looking to replace whatever they might already have. So we save them a lot of money in board repair, and we save them, it's very hassle-free to send it over to us, and we add, again, a lot of value to their repair process.
The learning experience that I received from the vendors today was amazing. I got to meet with the ViewSonic booth, and I recently received a ViewSonic board for my LMC, and I really didn't know a lot about it or how to use it to its greatest ability, and the vendors really helped me see some of the great tools that you could use on it and how the app could increase my usage. So that was one of the best parts about the vendor fair for me today.
It's all about the free stuff. It's all about winning stuff.
When you talk about STLP, the student engineers, your immediate team, it just wouldn't happen without them because they are the front line. They're the boots on the ground. And when you deal with this much technology, things are going to happen. And I just love seeing their energy, their faces. I love seeing them interact with these keynote speakers, these presenters, and the feeling that they get just knowing that they are so well taken care of, because there's none better than our students, and they are there giving just the best service and support that we can offer. And they could not thank them enough for what they provide to this conference.
This year, because we are smaller, we use just one big team to kind of do all the technology support in the conference. When I first started, I didn't know what STLP engineers actually did. So now I have a help desk based on what I've learned from the engineers here.
This is my third year as an STLP engineer. This is my first year as a team lead. I'm a senior, and what I've really taken away is my passion for technology and how I can impact somebody else.
I've been doing STLP for 1 year, and I've really learned how to interact with people and get to help them. And it's been a really fun experience, and it's really exposed me to a new set of technology and how to really perceive issues within them.
I've been involved in STLP for about 10 years, and this is my first year being an engineer. One thing I'm going to take back with me after this experience is just some time management skills. I work for my school's technology department, so we're always running and troubleshooting problems just like we are here, but this was just so fast-paced and intense, I guess you call it, that I've just learned to be more efficient with my use of my time, so I'm just going to take that back with me.
I've been doing STLP for 3 years, and this is my first time being an engineer. There's many different skills and lessons that I've taken away from being an engineer today. Yesterday and today primarily being team building and team workmanship.
It's been a wonderful experience. One thing that I've taken away from the KySTE Conference is to don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to go up to people and ask if they're doing fine, if they need direction. Be that helping hand to everyone. And that's what makes KySTE who we are. So I'm just proud to be here. I've learned so much, especially from all the vendor booths. And on the other aspect, I've also taken away 59 badges. So it's lit over here.
STLP rocks!
Rad, dude!
Pretty good, right?
I do know a little bit about what's going on, but there is no way I was for that, because all I can say is it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and at the closing ceremony I think people are going to be excited when they see what we got in store for next year.